Hello, this is Eric of Spark eStudio, and welcome to my long-term review of Dehancer. I started using it in version 6. We're in version 7. Some changes have happened, and it has changed my workflow massively. Right now, I'm using Fujifilm X-S20 Eternia Film Simulation Mode Enhanced with Dehancer. But that is not just it. This setting I just made, I can save it and use it in all my footage. Yes, you heard me. I can use it next year. I can use it 10 years from now. I just saved the file. I'll show you more about that later and how this is going to make you money. We all like to make money. It's a matter if you use it professionally or if you sell your packages you can make with Dehancer. Now to show you a preview of a movie I've been working on using Dehancer to color grade. Then I'll show you how it looks just using the Fujifilm LUT slapped on in comparison. Believe me, there is a huge difference. Let me show you what happens when I remove Dehancer and what happens when I simply add the Fujifilm log2 format file. There's a big difference of just default versus this. And right now what you're seeing is log2 format. Let me show you how easy this is in order to make my own LUT for whatever footage I do. And the lovely part is, I can slap it on all my footage, just like I can do with my movies. In fact, I have it in my camera monitor that I'm looking at above my head right now. Color graded in my monitor so I can see what I look like and what my footage looks like in real time. So far, we only scratched the surface. We can change the red, green, blues manually with a slider to get what color we want. But we can go so much further than this. Previous movies and another movie I did for another person that hired me. And I'll label the effects I did. It's only the beginning, and it's what the affliction lives for. Now let me show you what he really is. The beast is not to be ignored. No way.
Yes, Eric, I see you. Time to go down.
How's it going, Freddy?
How's it going, Freddy? Like, holy shit. What kind of episode are you directing here? Like, is this enough smoke, you think?
I don't know. I think we could probably use more if we want some more.
No, we don't need any more. I think we're good. Oh, God.
Now to do a quick overview of the presets of this program to show you what you can really do with Dehancer. How to make money? You can sell your LUTs and make your own custom LUTs. You see a bunch of other creators do it, and if you are a person that does film, you're probably buying all these different LUTs and they don't look proper with your camera, but now you can make your own that look great with your camera. Maybe record inside and outside. You don't have a color checker. You can make your own custom LUTs with the color you need and label it inside, outside, whatever location you are for the right colors for the task. So it helps you, will help your professional work. And if you want to save money, simply use code ERIC10 or Eric10. Just go to Dehancer.com. There's no special link. You'll help my channel and you'll save 10%. What an awesome deal. Now let's go through those effects before we round this up. We've seen input, we've seen film developer. Now let's go through some other settings. I enable this, I can choose my film simulation that's already pre in the program, and we can actually download new ones. So if I go down here and I go check profiles, this will check to see if there's any new profiles, and of course once activated we'll see it's activated right here, and there's our website as we saw in my title. Now if I go back up, we can see there are many other different modes. Let's disable this one so I can show you the next one. Film compression. This here allows us to do a different look for compressing our tonal ranges. It's not like huge, but you can see that the white's no longer very white and it's more white here. It depends on what you're looking for in terms of your tone, but it's very useful for a certain effect. And of course we can change our black point, and that's going to give us some more contrast. So if I look here, you can see that looks way more popping. But we also change our white point as well. You can also choose normal or luma. And let's go to our next one, print. And print might not be something that's as obvious. Let's see what we see. We can also change through here a lot of our different similar settings. Well, that's kind of cool. You can change that color as well. Density, saturation. Let's go to our next one. And we have this one as well. We can change things manually. Let's see how this works. So if you want a certain look, we want a film look of a certain style, maybe I want my film to have this color tone to it. Mind you, for the LUT format, it doesn't work with film grains or simulations per se, because it works with normal film colors. So it helps you, will help your professional work. And if you want to save money, simply use code ERIC10 or Eric10. So film grain is not a LUT, for instance. And you can see I have different options here, but I also have right here a slider. Now we're looking at halation. And halation, of course, we have to enable it, and we can choose the amount of halation we want. I also can expand that with a slider and change the amount. So it's kind of cool that we can also go to custom and then play with everything here. So if I want to add a lot, I can just go all out and go really crazy with it if I want to. And of course it plays in real time. So if I play this, it's just like that. Very, very helpful for a person just wanting to figure things out. And again, we can go custom with this, with enabled, and let's give more impact so we can just see more. There we go. You can change that to fusion from the words. So off and on, big difference. Great for softening up movie tones, especially if you get a mist filter. This is your own little mist filter you can do your own little effects with. So that will brighten up your neon lights if you're looking for that look without paying a fortune or guessing which filter to use. Film damage, this is another one that's interesting. I use that, of course, as well as that Freddy movie. And we can do custom as well and then play around with, see, dust effects. And we have little film hairs and scratches in your film we can play with and scale those scratches. Film breath gives more of a bright and darkness impact in your video footage. So you're not going to see it as much, but it gives that damage look to it. They can change the exposure, the tonal contrast, and everything else manually. This is going to be something you'll want to experiment with to see how much of an effect it has, but I use that, of course, in the Freddy preview I showed, where it actually kind of flickery. It works great with other effects impacting as well. Overscan, I never used overscan before. Oh wow, that is cool. It gives you an idea of the different effects, and Vignette, this is something that's useful if you want certain focus on a certain object or certain scene. We even have false colors and clipping indicators all built into this program as well, which can be very useful to someone that's editing their footage. And you can change the quality to high if you want to make sure it looks really detailed and as best quality can be. I always export my LUTs as normal, but you do what you want to do. That's just what I do. If you want to make sure all your effects are off, just press disable all tools. However, pressing disable all tools does not disable your input source. Now let's go through some software we can use. DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Final Cut Pro, and for plugins, we also have Lightroom, Photoshop, Capture One, Affinity Photo, and an app for the iPhone. I was literally done this video when I got an email notification about Dehancer Online. We can edit online. We can take our photos and do some of our work that we want to do. And we have a lot of different options. We can choose all different presets, different photo profiles, and see them all here. Now, when it comes to doing high resolution video work and adding a lot of effects, it will take a toll on that graphics card memory, so make sure you have a high-end system if you want to add a lot of effects. Wait a minute, is it going to damage my memory for my graphics card? No, it's not going to damage the memory on your graphics card. It's just that it uses so much memory. In my particular situation, actually made my editor crash because it ran out of video memory. More memory helps a lot. This is Eric of Sparky Studio. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a most wonderful day.